Let's start with a really clear definition: psychological manipulation. So think about the Trojan story I just told. The Greeks tricking the Trojans into believing they had the upper hand, and consequently causing people to perform actions or divulge confidential information that they wouldn't otherwise do. That's really the heart of it. That's the objective. The social engineering aspect is just the road to get there. Now, we often talk about people being the soft center of systems. Let me show you what I mean by that. Have a think about the security controls within the systems you use, and indeed the systems that many of you build. So for example, we have security controls such as firewalls. We have firewalls in server environments, firewalls on desktops, dedicated firewall devices. We spend huge amounts of money on firewalls. And they're a very good product too, a very necessary product. And they form part of the hard shell around many of the information systems that we use. An attacker has to penetrate the firewall in order to gain access to the systems within. Another hard shell around our information systems is access controls. We want to have very robust authorization rules around who can access what. This is digital security. Unless you're an authorized identity, you simply can't get access to the resources you're requesting. And again, also great, we need robust, strong access controls, and we implement them at the system level. Another example again is antivirus. This is a crucial part of protecting systems. Antivirus tools understand what typical malicious software patterns look like. The ability to identify malicious software before it's able to damage systems or disclose information is obviously really important. Antivirus forms an important part of the information security of both home and corporate environments. In fact, all three of these things are staples of digital security. These are the default security controls on so many of the systems that we use and build. But here's the thing about social engineering. Behind these controls, within the hard shell that they provide us, are the vulnerable humans, the people who sit within the firewall, who have access to the files which we would otherwise protect with access controls, and who have the ability to run software on those environments, potentially circumventing antivirus controls. People have a huge amount of power well and truly after all those hard shell protections have been applied. And that's what we're really going to look at during this course. How can the vulnerable humans be exploited to circumvent the hard security controls that you see above here? It's this paradox that has led social engineering to often be described as the soft center within the hard shell. And in fact, you'll sometimes see it being referred to as the M&M problem. The crunchy hard outer that protects that soft chocolate inside. And that's really the social engineering example again. Those hard outer security controls, but us weak, vulnerable humans inside. And what it means is we get left with situations like this. This is a quote from Kevin Mitnick, probably the most infamous computer hacker of all time. Kevin became particularly notorious in the early 90s, breaking into numerous systems and frequently doing so using social engineering. As Kevin says here, even very well protected companies protected with good digital security, can be brought undone just by one trusted person within the company. That's all it takes. One vulnerable person in the soft center who can be socially engineered by an attacker and render all that good money spent on digital security absolutely useless. This is precisely what we're going to look at throughout the remainder of this course. How can humans be engineered in order to circumvent those otherwise very good security controls? Let's move on now and start taking a look at some of the human weaknesses that make all of this possible.